Wolves Live on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Luther Bloomington Hyundai and by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. The Timberwolves have won a third consecutive game, knocking off the Spurs by 2 tonight, 112-110. Here's post-game reaction tonight from head coach Chris Finch.
Coach, another game where you had to dig deep. You had a battle in this one. What did you see from this one tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we were a little flat. I just told the guys, really, great job finding it. You could see we were a little tired out there, and then we just made enough plays. But yeah, it was a good win. They're not always going to be pretty. So.
Yeah. How crazy were kind of those final moments in the game, that defensive breakdown at the end, but just really the final seconds?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of taking away the primary, and then, it's a 2-point game. So Wembanyama rolling clean to the rim. I mean, Rudy had to make a decision and go, and then he made the right one. He went with Wemby, and then, left the non-shooter open, and that's what you got to do in that moment in time. You got to take you got to make your choice.
Chris, just what has Dante given you on a nightly basis here? It just seems like he's really found.
He's stringing them together right now. He's just making really quick decisions. He and Julius have really good chemistry, and Julius is often the one that kind of gets him kick-started. And he's just giving us everything. He's giving us everything we knew he was, with the rebounding and the defense and the shot making and the smart play.
And did you see just Julius battle Wemby as much as he could possibly give you?
My God, yeah. I mean, sometimes you just run out of length, and there's not much you could do. And but I thought he got up under him, played him tough, and made him work. So.
It seems like every year you've been here, quick decision-making is successful and not quick decision-making hurts you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, is there any way to preach quick decision-making?
I preach it all the time. I really do, I just one of the things that some guys are just wired a little differently, and takes them some time. But I thought that Ant did a good job, finishing the game from the one position. He didn't force anything. He found Dante a couple times. He turned some corners. Executed our stuff. So,
do you think that your rotations are going to continue to be situational until, indefinitely? You've won 3 in a row this way now.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think that's what we're finding. I mean, we do know that there's some lineups that we really like, like the Julius Nas combination with, Dante and all those guys out there, at the bigs. That's really kind of ignited us a little bit offensively the last few. And defensively, they've been pretty good, too.
It's been Dante these last couple of games, kind of that bench group comes in that Knight said is obviously is with Nikhil for the first month, Nas will get going there too. What is it that those 3 guys, when they're in there, are doing? Because it's that group, and it doesn't.
I think it's a couple things. It's activity. It's quick decision making, like Britt had just asked about. With Josh, he just gives us cutting dynamic. He gives us activity. He gives us length. He gives us kind of a bit of a guy who gets his hand on the ball, offensive rebounds, that type of thing. And he's been shooting the ball really well all season, in practice and everything. So he gives us a bit of a threat there. And he's just waiting for the game to come to him. So it gives us a transition runner. Nikhil's been outstanding all season. He gives us kind of everything we need. And Dante, as we talked about, is rounding into form. And, those guys are all playing real fast. And generally, Julius is pushing and getting us into stuff early. So.
And then, as one of those guys play, or Nikhil or Dante play more minutes, those will kind of come at the cost of Mike's minutes.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, Mike played just shy of 23. We've been playing him 24.
Right.
So
that's what I was going to go.
Yeah.
Is that role in the starting line? What are the keys to getting Mike going?
I think,
given his role is kind of funky like that.
Yeah, I think a couple things. we need him to score in that first 6 minutes. I think, I got to talk to him about that. Every time we have asked him to do that, he's responded. We got to get him on the ball a little bit more that time. I think, there are times when we're really good with Julius handling. There's times when we're really good with Ant handling. But when Mike is out there, we need to defer to him a bit more. So.
Chris, Jaden's not knocking the 3 down, but the 10 rebounds. And
Yeah.
I mean, are you seeing him just give you other things that are?
Yep, he's been
winning?
rebounding really well for a number of weeks now. Which is great. And there were times tonight where we didn't always have to have him on the ball, so it allows him to kind of get in the mix too. But I've been real pleased with his rebounding. So
the second game now where Dante's checking in and not checking out. Some guys just seem like they're better with these longer runs?
Yeah.
Are you finding that with Dante?
Yeah, I mean, he played for Tibbs, so he's played like 40 minutes every night. He doesn't seem to tire. He seems to play at the same intensity the whole time. I just kept rolling with him.
And the Wolves pick up a win over the Spurs tonight. Julius Randle finished with 16 points. We'll hear from Randle after the break. In our Menards game summary, it's a 112-110 Wolves win over the Spurs. Dante DiVincenzo at a season-high 26 points. Solid double-double for Rudy Gobert. Look at Minnesota, 60 paint points and 48 bench points, both key stats in the win tonight. Julius Randle added 16 points, and here's Randle inside the Wolves locker room.
Julius, just how did you try to kind of attack Wemby and just make it as tough on him as possible?
Just take up his airspace. He's 7'10", whatever the hell he is. Just trying to take up his airspace and make it difficult for him. You let him play free in space is special, so just try to make it hard as possible for his airspace.
Are you feeling just a little something coming here these last 3 or 4 games, just identity-wise, toughness-wise?
Yeah, we've shown it in spurts, throughout the season. Our biggest thing is we just got to continue to be consistent.
You've done a really good job of getting Dante good looks. I mean, what's the chemistry like with you two and just seeing him come through the way that he has?
We played with each other last year, and we kind of know where we like the ball, what each other is going to do. There's just a little bit of synergy there, so it's easy to find him. I know he's always on the move, cutting, relocating the space. So, my shooter, try to get him easy looks, try to get him good looks, and see a few go in, and it just opens the game up.
Is that part of the reason you've had 8 assists, 7 assists the last couple games?
Yeah. I think everybody's just doing a good job of, getting the space moving. I think our pace is up a little bit, so it's creating easier looks in transition or early offense, throughout the flow. So just got to keep up with that.
Do you like guarding the opposing 5?
Yeah, it don't matter.
But
whatever gets the job done.
Oftentimes, you don't have to. You're more low post. You're not quite as spaced out or whatever.
Well, he plays a lot on the perimeter.
Right, he did.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. But
allowing Rudy to lurk, kind of like a similar role as Cat had last year. It seems like the team likes that rhythm in general.
Yeah. It allows Rudy to do what he does and be special and play to his strengths, being at the bottom of the floor and protecting the rim.
John kind of touched on this earlier, just with the confidence, the toughness you guys have been building up in these last 3 games. What have they been like to compete in these close games and coming out on top?
It's been great. The West is tough. Every night is a battle, no matter who you're playing against. So for us to find ways to win, we didn't have a great start to that fourth quarter. We regrouped, came together and made a run, and it was ended up winning the game. And the same thing we saw happen last game in Houston. So we're finding ways to win games in the clutch. Whether it's with stops or making timely shots.
You started playing with that bench group a little bit more, coming back in as more of a spread floor look. How has that helped you maybe with some of the assists and the playmaking and just seeing the floor? How's that different?
It's different. Our pace is really up in that group. We got multiple guys who can push the ball. Everybody can run the floor, can shoot. We cut, we move a lot. So for me, I'm almost like a point forward in that unit. The floor is spread. I can get downhill, attack, get in the paint, create for myself, create for others. and initiate early offense and transition, and kind of play at the top of the floor and all those different type of things. So it's a fun lineup to play in for sure.
Just step 2 on the road, come back to Target Center. How about the crowd tonight? They were active in this one all night.
Yeah, they're ready to go. I guess that hour delay didn't stop them. So, it was a fun one. I was glad we was able to get this win, and we all excited to go on the road. Got a great test versus a great team, and we all for the challenge.
Julius Randle talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's up next for the Timberwolves. We'll preview this one after this break. The Timberwolves will practice tomorrow and then fly to Oklahoma City to play a New Year's Eve game Tuesday night against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the #1 seed in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Look, they just beat Memphis tonight. He had 35 points on 19 field goal attempts, so he's extremely efficient. He's second in the NBA in scoring. He leads he's second in drive, so he's going to want to get downhill, which means the Wolves have a heavy job to try to figure out how to stop him getting in gaps. It's not going to be a one-man defense, a heavy isolation team. So, if you look at the teams that the Wolves have been beaten as of late, they've won 9 of 13. All of those teams that they have beaten have been plus 500 teams, right? So beating really good teams. This is just another challenge for them. But another thing about OKC is they have a real stingy defense. They're not going to give up anything easy. They're not going to give up fast break points, not going to give up points in the paint. So take care of the basketball. That's going to be something a place where the Wolves can grow in this one and figure out how to play against elite defenses, continue to grow in their offensive execution, and, go get another win on the road.
The tests will keep on coming.
Pile up.
For the Timberwolves, and it'll start at Oklahoma City. The team that has won 6 straight and 11 of 12 will bring you the pregame show at 6:30 on Tuesday, New Year's Eve. Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, and the Timberwolves win it by 2 tonight over the Spurs. We'll see you on Tuesday night, 6:30 pregame for the OKC Thunder.